Subscribe right now and hit the bell icon, or this fat spider will crawl over your face while you sleep. Since our planet's surface is about 71% covered in water, we'd figured we'd cover 10 deadliest waters in the world. You may think skinny dipping is fun, but you'll be shocked to hear about the picks we have in our list today, with some ranging from dangerous to downright deadly, such as the notorious exploding lake, for example. Our number 2 pick is by far the most shocking, to say the least. So be sure to stick around for that one. Anyway, let's begin our countdown with number 10, the Great Blue Hole, Belize. Nothing good can come out of this place. It's literally called the Great Blue Hole. If the name wasn't enough to make you stay away from it, one of the world's top undersea explorers, known as Jacques Cousteau, proclaimed this to be one of the top 10 best and most dangerous diving locations as of 1971 for a reason. This is because the tides created by the giant sinkhole are enough to crush even the toughest shell out there, with the pressure being so strong that no creature on this planet could escape once trapped at the bottom of the sea. Number 9, Jacob's Well, Texas. Jacob's Well is nowhere near as dangerous as the Great Blue Hole from Belize. Quite the contrary, actually. Most people that come to find it find themselves enjoying the water and even diving in it. But the real problem with it is the fact that it's filled to the brim with dangerous tunnels and underwater cave systems, which entice daredevils and thrill seekers every year. So far, 8 people ended up losing their lives after getting stuck in these cave systems, making this quite the dangerous sight to say the least. Number 8, the Boiling Lake, Dominica. With a name like that, it really shouldn't come off as a surprise that this isn't exactly the best course for divers. But you'd be surprised how many people have wanted to experience the thrill so far. The only problem with that is the fact that the massive lake has a temperature of over 180 to 197 degrees near its edges, making the water almost as dangerous as an active volcano. Being the second largest hot spring in the world, it is a shame that we can't enjoy it from up close. But at the same time, it's still worth a visit once in a lifetime. I'll bet from quite a distance away. Number 7, Lake Kivu, Rwanda. The truly scary part about Lake Kivu is that it's perfectly okay to dive in as deep as you want without a care in the world. But wait, how could that be scary? The answer to that is that it's filled to the brim with methane gas, which is highly toxic. The only reason as to why we can actually swim in it at this moment is the fact that the pressure of the water is twice as high as the methane gas pressure. So it's being pushed all the way to the bottom. But experts believe that by the looks of it, the gas might cause an eruption in the next decade or so. Number 6, Lake Karachay, Russia. Lake Karachay is on a whole different level as far as danger scale goes. While the others on this list can be considered to be scary attractions for the most part, you can still visit them and look at them from afar. That is not the case for Lake Karachay, however, because it is so polluted that you would be left with a life-threatening disease the moment you approached it. It used to be the dumping spot for the Mayak, one of the most prominent nuclear weapon factories in the world. And it is said that actually touching the water has an incredibly high chance of reducing your lifespan right from the get-go. Number 5, Lake Nyos, Cameroon. Nicknamed the Exploding Lake, this strange site is by far one of the worst vacation spots in the whole worldwide, simply because it's filled to the brim with carbonic acid. The lake itself actually erupts with magma every now and then, causing a lot of problems to the nearby folk. Back in 1987, for instance, a whopping 1,700 people and 3,500 livestock lost their lives because of the massive cloud of carbon dioxide that got erupted into the sky. Truly scary stuff. Number 4, Lake Michigan. Michigan. There are 2 main reasons why we would never recommend going to the infamous Lake Michigan. The first of these is the fact that some rather strange incidences have been recorded on it, including the disappearance of the NWA Flight 2501 plane alongside its 58 passengers. Many other incidences have been reported over the years, which is why many people compared it to the infamous Bermuda Triangle. Skepticism aside, however, the other reason why we wouldn't recommend dipping in it is because of the incredible powerful currents, which can easily pull you deep under. Number 3, the Blue Lagoon, UK. The Blue Lagoon is a perfect example of how beauty doesn't always equal friendly, since despite its downright jaw-dropping spectacle of a sight, The lake is as toxic as ammonia and can kill you within hours of making contact with it. Despite this, tourists still wanted to take dips in this because of its gorgeous blue tint, so the officials decided to dye it black to counter this. Number 2, Lake Natron, Tanzania. We won't deny the absolute beauty of this lake either, as it is one of the prettiest sights that we have ever had the pleasure of reporting on. But we shouldn't forget the fact that it's also one of the deadliest sites in the world too. No living creature can adapt to it. In fact, if any human were to come in contact with the fumes that emanate from it, they'd quickly lose their eyesight and eventually their lives altogether. The red tint might look inviting enough, but don't trust it. It's not worth the risk to approach it. Number 1, Horseshoe Lake, California. You know a site is deadly when Mother Nature herself cannot approach it. All the trees that grew with 100 acres of the lake are dead, and so are all the creatures that decided to get a little too close to it. This is because of the incredibly high level of CO2 that is emanated from it. If you happen to get anywhere near the site, you'll be welcomed by dozens of warning signs, and if you decide to ignore them, you'll find yourself dead within minutes. That's how deadly this lake is. These lakes are crazy deadly for sure, and we do mean deadly. Which was the scariest for you? Share with us which one you'd personally rate as the deadliest one. Also, click that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Now make sure to check out our recommended videos that are popping up on the left and right side of the screen. See ya!